Are you looking for the best camera for travel and landscape photography? In this video, we will look at some of the best camera for travel and landscape photography on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Sony A7c ALC7M3/B full-frame mirrorless camera. Advanced 24.2 MP full-frame image sensor W/1.8x readout speed. Advanced 24.2 MP back illuminated 35mm full-frame image sensor. Bluetooth yes, Bluetooth standard ver 4.1, 2.4 GHz band. Compatible with Sony E-mount lenses. External flash compatibility. Sony Alpha system flash compatible with multi-interface shoe. Attach the shoe adapter for flash compatible with auto-lock accessory shoe. Battery life, movie, actual recording approximate 115 minutes, viewfinder, approximate 125 minutes, LCD monitor, SEPA standard, battery life, movie, continuous recording approximate 200 minutes, viewfinder, approximate 210 minutes, LCD monitor, SEPA standard, battery life, still images approximate 610 shots, viewfinder, approximate 710 shots, LCD monitor, SEPA standard, internal battery charge yes, available with multi/micro USB terminal or USB Type-C terminal. At number 2. Sony A7c. When I returned to Manchester, I decided to dig deep into this genre of travel photography. I wanted to take my passion for travel, landscape, and adventure and turn it into something more than just a hobby. My friends then planned to travel to the UK for the perfect summer holidays. I decided to join them on their trip, and I wanted to bring my camera along. I started researching for the best travel camera that could meet my needs. After much research, I landed on Sony A7c, my best bet. Features: 24MP full-frame BSS sensor ISO 100, 51200, expands to 50 to 200 in 4800. 5-axis sensor shift image stabilization 3.00 fully articulated screen 2360K electronic viewfinder 10.0 frames per second continuous shooting 4K at 30 frames per second in FHD at 120 frames per second video recording built-in wireless 509G 124 by 71 by 60 mm weather sealed body ISO/shutter speed. I wanted a camera that could shoot in low light conditions, and this camera was the best bet for me. The camera has a 24MP full-frame sensor, making it possible to capture high-quality images even in low light. It also has an ISO range of 100, 51200, expands to 50 to 200 in 4800, which means it can shoot pictures in any lighting condition, including nighttime. These settings suited me as the weather there was utterly unpredictable. It sometimes rained in summer, and in winter, it snowed. My camera had all the settings to capture every moment. Aperture/field of view. The lens also has a wide aperture of f/4, which means I could capture images with a shallow depth of field. This made it possible for me to isolate my subject from its background. The camera also has an optical viewfinder, allowing you to see your picture before taking it. This feature was handy as I could adjust my settings and get the best image possible. White balance/frame rate. The camera has different white balance settings that allow me to capture images in any lighting conditions. It also has a frame rate of 30 frames per second, which was helpful as it reduced the blurriness in my images. The lens also has an aperture of f/4, which means I could capture images with a shallow depth of field. This made it possible for me to isolate my subject from its background. Why is this camera the best? This camera is the best because it has various features that allow me to capture high-quality images. The camera is small, lightweight, and portable, which makes it convenient for me to carry around. It also has a battery life of more than 300 shots per charge, so I didn't have to worry about running out of power halfway through my shoot. Conclusion: it is the best camera for travel and landscape photography as it has a wide range of settings, which allows me to capture images with a shallow depth of field. This made it possible for me to isolate my subject from its background. I would recommend this camera to any photographer who wants high-quality images without paying for expensive equipment. At number 3. Fujifilm X100V digital camera. The Fujifilm X100V combines the quality and control of a professional camera with the size and simplicity of a compact one for outstanding photography every day. A new 23mm f2 fixed lens perfectly complements the cutting-edge 26.1MP X-Trans CMOS 4 backside illuminated sensor at its heart. The X100V also features the powerful X processor for quad-core imaging engine, which drives superfast, precision autofocus right down to -5 EV, while an advanced hybrid viewfinder ensures photographers are always ready for the perfect moment. With the addition of a tilting LCD touchscreen, optional weather sealing, with separately purchased lens, and a great design, you have the perfect recipe for beautiful still images and spectacular 4K video, whatever the situation. Storage media SD memory card, -2GB/SDHC memory card, -32GB/SDXC memory card, -512GB, UHSA*1 file format of still image compliant with design rule for camera file system, DCF 2.0, JPEG, EXIF version 2.3, RAW, 14-bit RAW, RAF original format, /RAW plus JPEG number of recorded pixels L, 3:2, 6240 extension 4160/16:9, 6240 extension 3512/1:1, 4160 extension 4160. M, 3:2, 4416 extension 2944/16:9, 4416 extension 2488/1:1, 2944 extension 2944. S, 3:2, 3120 extension 2080/16:9, 3120 extension 1760/1:1, 2080 extension 2080. Panorama, L, 2160 by 9600, horizontal, 9600 by 1440, M, 2160 by 6400, horizontal, 6400 by 1440, white balance, automatic scene recognition, color temperature, custom, daylight, fluorescent, cool white, fluorescent, daylight, fluorescent, warm white, incandescent, shade, underwater. At number 4. Nikon Z50. The next day I woke up in Glasgow and decided to go for a walk. I had been there for a week, and I was now getting used to the city. It was such an amazing place with so much history and culture. I decided to go for a little walk around the city as I had heard from some people that it was a great place to take pictures. They were right. There were so many incredible sights for me to capture and document with Nikon Z50. I was so excited. This was the first time I had used my camera in a while, and it felt like coming home. I took pictures of the city from all angles and images of people walking around and enjoying their day. I felt like a professional photographer after doing this for only about an hour or two. White balance/frame rate. The lens features a white balance of auto, incandescent, fluorescent, and daylight. This is great for taking photos in various lighting conditions without worrying about manually adjusting anything. The camera also has a frame rate of 30 frames per second at full HD or 60 frames per second at 720p video quality. This means you can record videos without feeling like everything is moving too fast or too slow. Why is this camera the best? This camera is the best because it is so easy to use, has excellent picture quality, and has many other valuable features. It is also affordable, perfect for people just starting with photography. Conclusion: it is the best camera for travel and landscape photography, as it has many features that can help you take the perfect shot. The 16 to 50mm VR lens kit pairs the small but mighty Z50 with the smallest Nikon DX lens ever, the Nikon Z DX 16 to 50mm f/3.5-6.3 VR. The Nikon Z DX 16 to 50mm f/3.5-6.3 VR lens offers a versatile zoom range of 16 to 50mm, with vibration reduction (VR), image stabilization built into the lens, and quiet operation, making it ideal for video as well as still images. Storage media, SD, secure digital, and UHSA compliant SDHC and SDXC memory cards. At number 5. Canon R10. The EOS R10 is perfect for content creators looking to take their creativity to the next level. Featuring a high-speed shooting 15 fps mechanical shutter 1.2, a 24.2 megapixel CMOS APS-C sensor, and lightning-fast autofocus, the EOS R10 camera brings some of the best features from the growing EOS R series to a sleek, lightweight design. The RFS 18-45mm f4.5-6.3 ISSTM lens has a versatile zoom range of 18 to 45 mm. I was roaming the streets of Glasgow, and I saw a man using Canon R10. I was intrigued and wanted to have a look at it. I asked him if he could let me take a picture with it. He was kind enough to agree, and I started taking pictures of him. The camera was small and compact, just like what I wanted. I was elated when I got my hands on it. As my trip there was near to end, I thought not to buy a new one but to make the most of my experience by using it. That man was kind enough to let me use it. He also offered to explain in detail the specs of this camera. It was a great experience knowing about them. Features: 24MP PSC CMOS sensor, ISO 100, 32,000, expands to 100 to 51,200, 3.00 fully articulated screen, 2360K electronic dot viewfinder, 15.0 frames per second, 23.0 frames per second electronic, continuous shooting 4K at 60 frames per second and FHD at 120 frames per second, video recording built-in wireless for 26G. 123 by 88 by 83 mm ISO/shutter speed. That man took me to Glasgow's Kelvingrove Art Gallery and decided to show me the ISO settings of this camera. We started with ISO 100, in which was the lowest setting. The picture quality looked great. Then, we raised it to 200 and 400, which looked almost as good as the previous ones. Finally, we got to ISO 1600. At first, there was little difference between 1600 and the other two settings, but then there were some white spots on my photos. The shutter speed of this camera was also awe-inspiring. The lowest shutter speed was January 2000 of a second, fast enough to capture moving objects without blur. The highest shutter speed was 30 seconds, enough for taking pictures in low light conditions. Aperture/field of view. I wondered what would be the aperture of this camera. I could not help but ask him. The aperture of this camera is f/3.5 to f/5.6, which means that it can take a lot more light than my old camera. The wide aperture also ensures that the field of view is not too wide or narrow when taking pictures. This aperture setting helped me capture images with great detail and clarity. I also discovered that the aperture could be changed manually or automatically, depending on how you want to shoot. Conclusion: it is the best camera for travel and landscape photography because it is lightweight and compact, making it easy to carry around. The manual controls are also beneficial if you want to take pictures with more precision. This camera is the best because it has many valuable features in various situations.